Well, hello YouTube. Welcome back to the Daily Life. Hope you had a great day yesterday night, and we're back for another fantastic show today. I am the host, star of the Daily Life, Tom Johnson. I hope you're enjoying our theme weeks. They're going great, and we're having a great time as always here on the Daily Life. Sorry, I'm kind of still talking. You know, I'm a popular guy. Sometimes I talk when I do these shows. It's a fact of life. But I can tell you that what are we doing? Spares. That is what we are doing right now. So yesterday we talked about school assemblies. The day before that, we talked about school picture day. And now we are talking about spares. Now there are a lot of upsides and there's a lot of downsides to spares too. You wouldn't think there would be downsides, but there are. Let's talk about some of the upsides first though. First upside, gets you out of class. You get a free period every single day, just like teachers do. And how did you earn that? You earned that by your sweat, blood, and tears while you worked for your first, 8, 16, 24 credits. Yeah, I think you have to have 23 credits to have a spare. Well, that means you can fail one course and still take one. That's pretty good. But most people, by the time they're done grade 11, have 24 credits. The way the Ontario public school system works is that you have to have 30 credits to graduate. So that means that in grade 12, you can only take 3 courses instead of 4 every year. So, or every semester, I should say. Which is pretty great. Because, as a student, you don't really need a spare. Let's be honest. Teachers need spares for marking and this and that, the other thing. But as a student, why do you need a spare? I mean, you don't need a spare. You just don't. And that's why they're so awesome. You can go and get a cup of coffee with your friends. The best time to have a spare, I think, is the beginning or the end of the day, especially the end of the day, because school ends at 2:30. If you have a spare at 1 o'clock, you're pretty much done. And that's a pretty awesome feeling, to be done at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? If you'd like, you can comment right down there at the bottom of the screen. Send me your thoughts. What do you think about school spares? Should we have them? Because one of the downsides of school spares is that, kids, they waste them. That can happen. I remember when I was in grade 12, which is many, many years ago now, I would waste my spares a lot of the time. Just sit in the cafeteria talking or playing euchre. Yes, my friends and I played euchre. That was a cool thing to do back when I was in high school. I know it's not cool now, but we would have euchre tournaments. We would start them in second period and we would go right on through lunch. Pop up, get a poutine, and go right back to the euchre. That's how the things happen. Oh yes. Euchre during spares. Now, I don't know, I guess some schools, they could do this in different ways, but mine never did. We just had to be, if we had a spare, we had to be in one of a few places. We couldn't be in the halls, because that's disruptive to classes. We had to be in either the cafeteria, the library, or outside of the school. we couldn't just sit at our lockers. We had to either leave the building, be in the library or the cafeteria. Sometimes we could go be in the gym or the weight room, but I didn't lift weights, so you know, whatever. That's what happened. Oh yes. So that's what assemblies were about, or not assemblies, spares were about. Now another thing too is that if you were on spare, a lot of the times you'd get asked to do things that you know, you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. Teachers would sometimes ask you to do things that were privileges, and that was pretty cool, to be perfectly honest. But another reason why spares were great was because, now if you had a spare in the morning, I never had a spare in the morning. Although I will tell you one story though. Here's an interesting story about spares. In my last semester of grade 12, they have in high schools now, and they're more and more common everywhere, they have online courses that you can do. And I had an online course when I was in my second semester of grade 12. And that was great because in the morning I had 2 courses, then I had lunch, then I had my online course, and then I had a spare. So, hello, you know, if I had the vehicle with me, which on occasion I did, 11 o'clock I could go home because lunch, don't need to be for that, online course I could do at home, and then I had a spare. So oftentimes I would go home, leave at 11 o'clock, get home at around quarter after 11, and do my online course, get it done by like 12:30, and then take the rest of the day off. Go golfing with my friends. Because some of them had afternoon spares too. I distinctly remember in grade 12, it would be great because it was such a great time. You know, grade 12 is a wonderful time, especially if you have an afternoon spare. Because then it's like Friday afternoon at 12, well, sometimes if you didn't have any work to do and you got all your work done for the week by Friday, my friends and I would book like 11:30 a.m. tea times. And then all afternoon, while kids were, you know, slaving away at the hot coals over their desks in school, where would we? We'd be out on the golf course. It's like 1:30 in the afternoon and we're on hole number 10. Boy, those were the days. You can't do that in the workplace. And you certainly can't do that at university. So sometimes I wish I could go back to grade 12. You know, grade 12. It was a wonderful time in my life. It just was. You know, I would love to go back there. Okay, that's 8.5 minutes. I can't think of anything else to say about spares. So we're going to pick up tomorrow on a new topic, and I will have to mention a programming note. This is our 3rd week of daily life, and unfortunately, next week is the Canadian Thanksgiving, and it's going to throw off everything, and I have to take the week off. Do I want to take the week off? No, but it's not going to be possible for me to do shows next week. So the programming note is that on Friday the 10th will be the last show until the 20th of October. There'll be a week-long gap where there will be no shows. And it's fairly standard practice when there's a holiday, you know, shows will take a week off, and I am going to do that. So I do wish you a great night. We'll be right back here tomorrow. Today is the 8th of October. We'll be back tomorrow on the 9th for our next exciting show. And I will announce the show formally now on prom. And then Friday we're doing graduation. So you started at school picture day, you've got all the way through, and you're doing graduation now. It's going to be a great time, and we look forward to having you along for the ride. That's it for us now. I hope you have a wonderful evening. From Tom Johnson and all of us here at Daily Life, I bid you a heartfelt good night.